Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have to put in a bubble. I have to keep myself awake today.
Keep yourself awake. That's what it's called?
Welcome to Here to Help You, everybody. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Excuse us today, please. It's been a rough couple weeks for us.
Yeah, hence the pilot's glasses. But you look very, very nice.
Thank you, darling. I had to cover up the bag. So, ladies, whenever you have bags under the eyes, just find yourself a pair of extra thick glasses and no one can tell.
Fashion tip for the day, right?
Fashion tip for the day. Welcome, everybody, to Here to Help You. I'd like to introduce my wonderful co-host. You see, it's already started.
It's already started, family.
But I gave you guys a heads up on it. You can't say I didn't give you a heads up.
You got Chelsea laughing already. We're barely 2 minutes into the
program. We haven't even started our foolishness today. My co-host, the Queen's English.
Yes.
Dave, the Don Rankin.
Thank you very much. Alongside the Donette, Simone, Bogle, Jennifer Smith.
All right.
Yeah,
so
man.
Today, we are going to do something special today for our parents. And this show is mostly for the parents today.
Of course.
It's that time again. Back to school. I know every child right now in their house is cringing. Actually, no, that's not necessarily true. Some children that might be actually bored. Usually around now when I was younger,
right.
I was like, I want to get back to school because you get new school clothes, new school boot, new school, trash out wear. So you want to go back and show.
Hold on. You were very Jamaican. Trash out wear? Sorry, for those who don't know, if somebody comes and says, boy, you look well trashed, it just means you look very good. That's all.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you look like trash. It actually, it's a positive.
That could cause fights.
You look trash out. What? No, it means you're getting ready, though, but you're ready for school. So It's either it's bittersweet, I guess, for some children, right? But this show is for parents. And what we are going to do today is we are going to hopefully do a couple things. So we might actually have a special treat. While in Baltimore, we had the pleasure of obviously meeting a lot of great new people.
Yes.
And connecting with family.
Right.
And while we were there, we were able to connect with a special guest who, fingers crossed, what we are trying to do is to promote a new segment on Here to Help called Hope's Chat.
Hold on. Pause. As the youth like to say, we're not hoping, we will go ahead and establish this on a monthly basis. Right?
Thank you, my wording,
No problem.
Thank you.
Today we might be, a little bit out of the ordinary. Hopefully, be able to call in or not. But this is going to happen, for sure.
Hope's Chat. And Hope. Who is Hope? Hope Porter Lindsay.
Yes.
She's going to I'm not going to do too much of an introduction. I'm going to let her introduce herself, but she'll be calling in every last Tuesday of the month, giving us insights from across the border, which is awesome because sometimes, we can speak on what's happening over in America, but nothing is better than getting actual proof, word of mouth of what's happening over there, especially with us as a community. And she's a retiree. She's worked in the school system for, I think, over 30-something years.
Correct.
So she's going to be able to bring us some information, things that can help us out over here. We'll be able to swap information. So it's going to be awesome.
I can't wait.
Right? So that's going to be something new that we're going to be doing on Here to Help You. And today we are going to be offering the top 10 ways to prepare your child for the new school year.
It's going to be something that parents should definitely go ahead and get the most out of this list.
Yes.
Maybe some of the children, hopefully, parents are watching now with their children as well. So of course, some of the children may cringe, but one of the most important things is this: as we go through this list, it's very important that parents go ahead now and sit down with their children, right, and incorporate this along with their children.
Yes.
So that way the children feel involved in the process.
Yes.
Right, and it isn't, oh gosh, mommy said so I have to do this, or daddy said I have to do this, right?
And what I'm going to do for our viewers, I'm also going to put this list up. I'm going to have it on my LinkedIn page. There's an article sections on LinkedIn, so I'm going to actually put it into article form, and I'm going to put it up on LinkedIn, and I will share this article on Facebook.
Yes.
On my Facebook page. Dave will share it on his Facebook page.
Right.
We're also going to put it up on the @Here to Help on Facebook as well, so that it is accessible for you guys. So you'll hear it today. We have some great artwork. I'm going to credit the people whose art we'll be using today because I'm a person who loves art. I introduced Chelsea to some people today. So most of our pictures today are going to be pictures by the infamous Frank Morrison. If you do not know who this gentleman is, by the end of the day you will. His artwork has been around since I was like 19 years old, and he's still doing it. I used to have his posters on my wall in university.
Things. Very abstract.
Very abstract.
Very clean.
Yes. And cool pictures.
Yes, very, very.
Cool pictures. And also we have Lenroy Campbell. His artwork's a little bit different. It's eclectic.
Okay, that I'm not.
Chelsea.
I'm not too familiar with.
Eclectic. That word there?
That's a new word.
Look it up. Do you know what eclectic means, Chelsea? Good for you.
Head,
there
yes.
you go. Use it as a sentence, Chelsea.
No, you wait till the break, please. It's okay.
All right. So today, let's dive into our list. So the very first one on our list is affirmations. And our very first picture, I love it already.
Yes.
So affirmations.
Oh,
look at this young lady. Look how beautiful she is. Watch our nappy head. Nappy in a good way. So it is nappy. What? Look at the picture, guy.
No, that is not naps, man.
It's curls.
Very. Thank you.
Nappy curls.
Queer.
All right. So affirmations, it's always important, and parents don't understand the importance of affirming your children. And this is something that should be done on a daily basis. You have no idea what children face every day at school. Bullying, cyberbullying, people telling them, teachers telling them they're not good enough.
Right.
Students telling them they are not good enough.
Right.
They need to hear from home how amazing and wonderful they are before they leave out their house every morning.
True.
You know how some parents are like, you idiot, you're stupid or dumb. Like, that's not an affirmation. First of all, you can't ask someone if they're stupid or dumb. These are the type of questions we used to get when we were young.
I can remember them vividly now.
I always wanted to be like, and the thing is, I'm so confused when I'm a child. I'm like, stupid or dumb? I don't know.
I can't choose.
I don't know which one is worse. Which one? I don't know. But no. You have to like affirm your children and let them know, like, something that I know a parent does. There was a group called Yay Me, and they made these little affirmation cards, and they would leave these affirmation cards in their children's lunch boxes, so their children would be, and I think it's wonderful. Yeah. You know what? You're having a bad day. You open up a box and you see a little note from your mom or dad saying, you are wonderful. You are amazing. You are great just the way you are. Do you know how nice that would be?
Oh, man.
To get something like that?
Of course. You know.
Instead of stupid or dumb.
Well, of course.
Pick one.
Could you imagine that, the sticky note right now? Stupid or dumb. And the two boxes where you have to select one. No, but on a serious level though, what those words do for the soul, for the spirit, not only just for the child, but of course, knowing a parent that is sending their child out there into the world, knowing that they are loved.
That's right.
It does something exponentially for the soul.
You hear that word there? Exponentially. Chelsea, we're dropping them, even though we're tired, we're still dropping words. We have eclectic, exponential. What? Cite a dictionary. That's another. Anyways,
right.
Pointing out the positive aspects of starting school is also a very good thing, because some kids might be a little bit down, depending on what their last school year was like. They may not be very happy about going to school. So you know what? Pointing that stuff out to them. You know,
it starts. I mean, not necessarily going, of course, to Yay Me or jumping online, but it means it just starts with just a couple words. A couple words a day. Whether you write a letter and you put it in the lunchbox, or you write a letter just to make sure it's on the mirror when they go brush their teeth. Remember Lisa Bowen, who we had on the show when we were doing the radio days.
Yes.
With little Isaiah, she'd make sure every time either it was an interview before going to school that she emphasized. I know. I'm getting there. Sorry, I'm on 4 hours.
We told you guys.
I'm on 4 hours of sleep split up in 2 days. I tell you,
So honestly, and Lisa Bowen, thank you. You are a great example
Peace and love to you, sister.
of what that type of affirmation can do for your child. Her child's a genius. Right? So there is some proof, if anyone needs proof about affirming your child.
There you go.
Another one. Let's keep moving on. So creating a study schedule, delaying gratification. So I want to speak about this. So something that parents, and this is for us, we go into homes, so we see this. Sometimes we expect things from our children, but then we don't set the tone for them. So this is Lenroy Campbell. Look at his work. Isn't that cool?
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So creating a study schedule means setting up homework and study times to help manage expectations and establish a good routine for your children as they start. So, okay, delaying gratification. What does that mean? So when you delay something that's gratifying, you hold off on it.
Right.
What happens for a lot of students when they come home? And you know what? Sometimes it's things parents can't control, but this is why you have to establish it.
Correct.
They kick off the shoes, they fling down their bag, and they watch television. Chelsea's shaking her head. I'm telling you, it's real. This is what happens.
It does.
And then come 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, time to do their homework. Who's doing their homework?
Exactly.
Because now they're tired.
Right.
They just want to go to bed. They want to eat dinner and then go itis. Once they eat, that's it. So they want to go to bed, right? But honestly, like, this is why teaching our children how to delay gratification means coming home and saying, listen, before you even touch that television, you must finish at least 2 hours of homework. Sit down and do your homework, because then you know what? Guess what, guys? At the end of your night, you don't have to do anything. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's what it means by delaying gratification. Go ahead, Dave.
You know, and another thing you can do as well is drop a contract. Have your child actually put some insights into the contract.
It's a good idea.
Right? Where, of course, delaying gratification is something involved, you know, where, of course, setting up the study schedule is involved, right? And if they don't follow these things, by means, of course,
hold them accountable.
It's in the contract.
Yeah, man.
Right? And that way, of course, they're learning what it is to be responsible and be bounded by something in law.
Absolutely, absolutely. And importance of when you sign your name to something, guess what, my sweetheart?
You need to do it.
That's just how it goes. So whatever you call it, find a place where your child can keep the items he needs for school each day and keep them organized. Organization is an issue that a lot of people, you know how many parents I go into the house like, oh, my child isn't organized. And I take a look around the house and I'm like, well, I wonder why. You're not organized. How the heck is your child supposed to be organized? Like, simple things like that. So,
yes.
Again, establishing these things. And at school, your child has a desk and a table where they sit at. They have proper lighting. These are the type of things you have to set up for your child. Making sure, like, not everyone can afford to put a desk in their child's room. Sometimes you have too many children to do that. But even if you have a table, clear the table off.
Right.
Have it set up so when they come home, it is set and ready for them to do their work. And again, letting them understand that once your work is done, you're free to do whatever you want.
And also, that desk is a wonderful place to put an affirmation as well.
Yes.
Right? It's an excellent place to put the affirmations, of course. So whether they're slowly diving into their homework and they pop home, and of course, that affirmation, you know, they'll do it with a smile.
Absolutely. When we come back, we're going to go back into our list, okay? See you everyone soon.
Discover the incredible India.
Welcome back, everybody. So, if you're just joining us today, welcome to Here to Help You. And today we are preparing our parents for school by giving them top 10 ways to prepare their children for the new school year. So we've done 2 so far. We have done affirmations, affirming your child, not asking if them stupid or dumb, but actually asking them or saying positive things like, you are amazing. You are great in everything you do.
There is nothing in this world that you cannot go ahead and
accomplish, okay? And the second thing was creating a study schedule, delaying gratification, which I explained as learning how to put off the positive and take care of the stuff that's nagging and annoying at first, like sometimes homework. Right? All right, so we're going to keep going. We are now point number 3.
Right. Building a home library and, of course, resources. it's so important. I remember, of course, I'm a student of Brother Derek Williams, and he's always told us, build your library, build your library, build your library, because, of course, your library is going to get passed down to generations and generations. So, of course, these children now, of course, our children, if they see the library, they're going to understand, and you're like, there is a plethora of information.
Hold on there. Plethora. You like that? Chelsea. You see how we're just coming at you today, girl? Plethora.
Well, of course, they may not say it as such, right? But, of course, they understand that there's so much information that is going to help them learn. Be inquisitive, right? Some of the resources, one of the organizations that we like to use for our students is Kamali Academy. They do, there's math, and of course in English. There's also Proverbs. There's also reading comprehension as well. So, I mean, they have
verbs, nouns.
Thank you very much. Early English grammar.
Early English grammar. It's
right.
awesome. It's awesome.
Right. So, I mean, that's something that we do use on a regular basis for our students.
We have to pay for it, but it's
right.
a great
it's
resource.
Worth it. It definitely.
Well, I don't pay for it. Dave does.
We both pay for it. It's under the company resource, by the way. I need to call the accountant. Right. Other things you can go out to as well. You can go to bookstores like Knowledge Bookstore out in Brampton. Different Booklets, which is more centralized at Toronto. This is another one which I found online. The website www.aalbc.com, and I'll explain what this is. This is the African American Literature Book Club. So what they do is this: they review.
How the heck do you find all these things, guy?
Because I like to read.
Okay.
Got
it.
Thank you. I build in my library.
You're building the library. The extensive library you already got.
Library of resources, my friend.
Jeez.
That's how it goes.
Sorry.
So what they do simply is this. Not only do, of course, they go ahead and review literature for the month, or they do book reviews monthly, but they also have tons and tons of books that they've reviewed in the past, books that you can go ahead and implement either into your everyday curriculum, or simply, just books you can have your children read at home. Right? That, of course, parents and children can go ahead and read together. There's a book that I'm looking for called Light as a Feather. It's an excellent book which breaks down the laws of Ma'at. Right? So any of us out there, of course, who are looking to go ahead and teach our children African spirituality, Light as a Feather is an excellent book that it'll blow your mind in regards to how simplistic this book is written, and, of course, can be absorbed for our children as well.
Fantastic. All right. Let's move on to number 4.
All right.
I like this one.
Start a collective community education program. So basically what that means is this. Our children sometimes are scared or timid to go ahead and meet friends, or make friends, that is. Have them make friends so that they now can go ahead and create study partners, right? And not only just that, the children's friends, parents need to meet. So that way now, of course, if the children are studying, the parents can take turns. Whether, yes, of course, they study at one house 1 week, study at another house another week.
Community, man.
Right.
Community. And it's interesting because actually for this year, that's something at Here to Help we're implementing is we're actually starting group sessions this year, where we're going to be taking, and we're going to separate them. We're going to have groups of young boys, 4 groups of young boys who'll be working with Dave,
right,
and groups of young girls will be working with me, and it'll be from different families, but getting them there and working with them, and we might even be having them either at libraries or in the homes.
Or in the homes.
We're discussing about talking with some of the parents who have the larger homes and have larger families, and like bringing in, because sometimes with us we get referrals, so sometimes it's their family members. So why not just again make it a collective learning experience?
Right, and and also it helps, or assists the children with their interaction.
Yes, communication.
Right? Exactly.
Yes.
Right. So I mean, if they're meeting somebody, of course, different walk of life, right, or someone who, of course, they may be seen in the school, right, or simply had a chance to speak with them. This way, it gives them a chance to go ahead and interact, learn about, of course, the child, right, and of course, develop new habits as well.
Yes. Try to have your child meet a classmate before the first day of school, so that she'll already have a friend when school starts. It's
yeah.
That's awesome.
It's simple. It's very simple things to do, right?
Yeah, just calling up a couple weeks before, maybe call up a neighbor whose child is the same age as yours, or, if the person lives in an apartment down the hall, look, I'm Shaniqua from down the hall.
Of all names. Shaniqua.
I'd like you to meet my daughter, Laquita. Okay.
So Shaniqua's the mother, Laquita's the daughter, right?
Yeah, and the neighbor is Shanae.
And the neighbor is Shanae.
And Shaniqua is her daughter.
Ah, I see. And Brother Man's on the 5th floor, right?
Brother Man is on the 5th floor. But honestly, just meeting up and having that, like, against the child, if it's their first day of school,
right,
or if it's their first time going to a new school,
right,
they don't walk in, because it's tough for children. Like, no one understands. Like, I remember being a child so well, and how terrified I was the first time, like, if I moved or if I was going to grade like 7, like middle school. Oh Lord, I nearly duded my clothes.
Oh my God,
it was horrible. I was so scared, because I'm like, oh my God, there's lockers. I have to use a locker.
What
and
if
I
it get broken into? What am I going to do?
No, pause. That's Rexdale.
Sorry.
I lived in Scarborough, where it was bougie at that time.
Wow.
So I wasn't worried about getting my locker broken.
Really. I know some people from Scarborough, you know.
I'm just joking, yeah. The breaking and locker thing was a real situation.
Shout out to all Rexdalians out there.
Shout out to Scarborough East End. But no, honestly, like, doing that, it's just good to get the child prepared.
Of course.
You know, and having them feel comfortable in this new setting that they have. Go ahead. I see something else written down here. It's your chicken scratch handwriting.
I do not have chicken scratch, okay? I have exceptional penmanship, okay? Thank you very much. Sometimes you have to toot your own horn. You know our Goals family. See, she's denying it, but of course, she knows.
It's because he's left-handed.
She understands my writing. That's all that counts.
So Homeschool Alliancing, what's that?
You know what? It's so easy now to force to go and jump online, right, and find resources, right? Jump into Facebook.
There's lots of Facebook.
Lots of homeschool alliances which are there within the city, out on the outskirts of the city, right? Who do things on a regular basis, where they'll have an actual collective program where, of course, children and parents from all over, they get there, of course, in one centralized location, right? And they socialize.
Swap ideas.
There you go.
It's awesome. What are you teaching your child today? What resources are you using?
Right.
It's very helpful, because, again, I understand I'm not a parent as of yet, but I know the stress of being a parent, because I work with so many parents.
Right.
And I have parents. I stress them out for most of their life. This I know. And sometimes you need... Okay, quick joke. So one day I was digging up through some boxes, and I found a book that my parents had bought. It was called How to Develop or How to Raise a Strong-Willed Child.
Strong-willed child.
And I asked my parents, I said, who is this book for? My mom's like, who else do you think it was for? It was for you. I feel bad for them, because, like, well, honestly, they needed resources, because sometimes you have things that you're dealing with and you don't know.
And you don't know where
think
to
you're
go.
The only one dealing with it,
just
and
don't know.
you're not.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so true.
So you put up the picture too quick, Chelsea. This girl. So, sorry, sometimes we have to cuss out an engineer, but we have a great working relationship. We love you, Chelsea. We do.
Peace and love.
But no, like, it's good to know that you're not in the boat by yourself, that you have someone else who's in that boat with you.
Yeah.
You know? And how do you know that if you don't reach out to other people?
It's true, you know, and of course, Facebook is probably the easiest thing you can do. You know, jump on Facebook and find out, if there are any homeschool alliances within your area. Yes, the FOSBook.
Because you're FOSS anyways. You might as well go in there and be productive. So number 5. So gather extra help resources. Now the picture. Look at that. Look at all those resources.
Oh, wow.
That's how Dave's house looks.
Somewhat. I'm getting there.
That's
actually, no, I'm not going to get to that point, because you know what? I'm going to have the actual space where everything is going to be organized a lot more differently.
We need to work on your grammar. We really do, Dave.
Don't worry. That'll help.
But no, having resources. Let's talk about this for a second. So gathering extra help resources. This also includes finding places that you can get help. Here to help you.
Ta-da.
Okay, we're a resource.
Yes, we are.
Utilize us. No, honestly, we work all across Toronto. We're
Yes,
in
we do.
Brampton. We're in Mississauga. We're in Scarborough. We are in Rexdale. We are Dixon Towers. We are Jane and Finch. We are Driftwood. We are around this city, people.
Yes, we are.
If you need help, You are not alone. There is a community out here who's willing to help. And it's not just us. There's other tutoring programs. Again, jump on Facebook. You will find places.
They're there. Whether you know, it could be simple just going to a library.
A lot of people, it's interesting because I thank God I have him volunteering and helping me out sometimes with my sessions, because sometimes people will come up to him in the library when he's doing his volunteering sessions and just say, listen, like, do you tutor? Yes. So sometimes just going into a library and seeing what's being FOSS,
right, and
seeing who's in there, you can find resources to help you, because you can't do everything.
Pause.
We don't expect.
Pause. Being FOSS. Wow. Unpause. You may continue.
So for those who are not Jamaican, when you're being FOSS, it means you're nosying yourself up in other people's business.
And not being inquisitive? Is that different? Is there a difference? Sorry.
Between FOSS and inquisitive?
Yes. Is there a difference?
No, because sometimes when people are being FOSS, they're not even going to being FOSS, you're not utilizing the information to help. You just want be enough and be in up people's business.
Sorry, that's another Jamaican term. She's pulling them out the woodworks today.
My parents are Jamaican.
Yes, they are.
Okay, wait, we got to get going. We'll be back with the rest of our list. Hopefully, Hope gives us a call from Baltimore. See you guys soon.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Welcome back, everybody, to Here to Help You. We are doing some big things.
Sorry, let me come into the angle a little
closer?
bit more. Yes, because you know you is sweet like the
Oni?
mango.
Mango? I like honey.
You like honey?
Yes.
I like mangoes better though.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Then I'll be your mango.
Yes, my Julie mango.
Okay.
The
And I'm wearing
sweetest of
yellow.
all.
Don't I look like one?
Yes, dear.
All right. So I'm going to take this time to say, my TCN TV network, if you have not liked, if you have not shared, if you have not subscribed, now's the time. Again, it's not just our show. We have great shows on my TCN TV, and they are growing. So take that time, jump on my TCN TV, like, share, subscribe. It's only for you. This is a learning and growing community. Listen, we are here for you, Toronto. Like, we are here for pretty much the world because we're on YouTube. So we are everywhere. But specifically for our own, we helping us out here in Toronto.
You know,
right?
and of course, by means, you know, if you got comments, suggestions, feedback, let us know. We grow as of course, you let us know what we're doing and how we're doing as well.
We love feedback. I particularly like criticism because I always like to see who the criticism's coming from.
And how we can go in and improve, if need be.
Because sometimes people just love chat.
You say, like before we ended the last segment, too nuff?
They're so nuff.
Is that
Some
what
people
is
don't
that
have
the
nothing
word?
to do. Okay, I'll stop.
Is that the,
This is
the
not
word,
the time.
right? Not the
We're
time?
supposed to be preparing parents for school, not cussing off people who want chat and who are enough. Just criticize for criticize. Yeah.
For real.
All right, so we're going through our top 10 list. Look at that. Yes!
She called.
I'm excited. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello. Peace and blessings to my family.
Peace and blessings, Ali. How are you?
Ooh. Hello.
So good to hear your voices safe and sound at home. Again, I thank you, and I'm so glad that you made it. My prayers are continuously with you, Dave and Simone, and I'm just calling in to speak to you on Hope's Chat.
We just introduced you, so we didn't want to say too much, but I'm going to start the introduction again. We are going to properly introduce you.
Yes.
I would like to introduce to everybody the phenomenal.
Yes, the wonderful.
Exquisite.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Auntie, do you hear these adjectives I'm giving you?
I hear them. I'm just wondering, am I that same person?
You're that and even more.
Even more. Mrs. Hope Porter Lindsay. Clap. Yay! So, Auntie Hope, why don't you introduce yourself to the My TCN TV network and tell us about our new segment every last Tuesday of the month called Hope Chats.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Hope Porter Lindsay. I am here in Baltimore, Maryland.
Big up.
And I'm just happy to have met and gotten to talk to Simone and Dave, and we thought maybe we would just create this Hope Chat so that I'll be able to just give insight where needed and to support any efforts that the two of them are doing. So this is just something new, and I am so thankful for them bringing me on because this is an honor to do so. Thank you so much.
Man, the honor and the pleasure is ours, of course, Auntie.
So tell us all about you. Toronto needs to know who Mrs. Hope Porter Lindsay is. Who are you, sister?
I am a phenomenal black young senior that has retired.
Pause.
Wait, stop, Auntie. Did you say senior?
When I say senior, I'm speaking of a sizzling senior.
All right.
Because there are different classes of seniors. So I'm not a senior citizen per se. I am a sizzling 60 senior, okay?
All right.
And I am a retired educator from Baltimore City Schools after 35 years, a job that I really loved, and I'm just happy to be retired and able to still come back and give back, everything that was given to me being an educator and an assistant principal.
Ooh, assistant principal. So tell us about some of the things happening. Tell us some of your experiences in the school board. So, Auntie, I'm going to tell you now. There's a timer here. We have 12-minute segments. I'm going to let you know when the segment is coming close to the end so that you don't just keep talking and no one can hear you, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about some of the work you've done in the last 35 years.
Well, I really worked with early childhood, special education. I'm what they call dual certified because of my early childhood background and special education background. I attended Bowie State University here in Maryland. Also, I was a part of Trinity College in Washington, D.C. I also got my master's equivalent from Coppin State College in Baltimore City. And then I pursued a master's of education at Johns Hopkins in supervision and administration.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Auntie, you never tell me you did all of this.
I didn't?
No. Wow.
Well, that's why when you were just describing me at the beginning, I was wondering, who were you describing? Because some things I forgot to tell you and Dave about.
That is amazing. So tell us some of the things, again, that you have seen in the system there. On Hope's Chat, tell us what you hope to do. Hope's Chat.
Hope Chat.
Wonderful name, by the way. What do you hope to share with us? What insights do you hope to bring to us with that 35 years of experience? Because we need it. Our people need it.
Knowing that you are pursuing so many great ideas with working with children, it was just a pleasure to say to you, that is one of my pet peeves also. I really believe in children. I love children. And when I first began working in the school system as a first grade teacher, I'll never forget that my first principal said to us that she had a golden nugget that she would like to give us. And that nugget was a poem which was entitled, "Children Learn What They Live." It was very important because it talked about the character of children, the character of parents, what children see, and what they may mimic in order to mold them. So we had to be very, very careful of what we done or do in front of our children. And we want to do more to build them up and make them perfect for this world. We want them to be children that learn from everything they see in a positive manner, more so than all the negativity. So I would like to just, continue, even though I'm retired, I'm rehired because I am called back to come back to schools and speak to teachers and speak to children. And it gives me an opportunity to bring my form of, or platform to let people know, it is very important that we as adults play an important role in their life. Even though they are being educated, we must educate ourselves to keep up with everything that children need as tools to make them a better person in society.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Today, actually, and when we come back in our next segment, we've been going through, Auntie, a top 10 ways to prepare your child for the school year. So hopefully we can get some input from you on that because, of course, being an assistant principal before, you know some of the downfalls. You've seen some of the things that parents probably do where they don't prepare their children, right? And sometimes we just expect these children to just know what to do. And you can't do that, right? So this is, I think, it's excellent having you on.
Right. The first-hand experience.
Yeah, to give us some first-hand experience on what our parents need to do. Again, you have 35 years, right? So you've seen some things. I'm almost sure, and I'm sure you're going to share it, leaving out names, of course, because of confidentiality. But I'm sure I'm sure you have some stories for us about some of the things you've seen that I'm sure, as much as we're laughing now, I'm sure you've had to like grit your teeth and cringe sometimes at what you've seen.
Exactly. Exactly.
So we are going to get back into that, but you know what? We have a minute and 30 seconds left. So I will say this. Let people know where they can find you in case they want to reach you, Auntie, and ask you questions. And then we're going to go into some more in the next segment. But tell people, where can they find you?
Well, the main way to contact me is through my email because at this time, that's my main form of connection. And I can give my email out, which is very easy.
Go ahead.
Please.
That is Hope, HOPE, 131999 at yahoo.com.
All right, and I'm going to make sure that I put that up after as well so that people know and they have it. Again, like we need, and I always say this, we need elders. Even for Dave and myself, we work with children. We don't work in the school system here. We work out of the school system,
right.
But we work in the community education development. So we need our elders to teach us some things that we need to know so we can do better with them as well.
Exactly, because one thing I truly believe in is to reach one and teach one. We must reach them, not only the children, but just as you stated, we have to reach back to the next generation, the generation before us, so that you will become stronger to teach the generation after you, so that it will grow us up and nurture us into lifelong educators. We need to work together. When they say it takes a whole village to raise a child, it's a true thing. We need to dig back into our resources, and those who have paved the way need to give back to our generation. So, yes, I will be happy to share anything that will be a help to educating our children or molding our children.
Fantastic. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll be back more with Mrs. Hope Porter Lindsay. See you soon.
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN TV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
Discover the incredible India.
Coming back now.
Yep.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I am very happy. Very,
Yes.
very happy. I'm
Yes.
glad this is happening. Again, we are building resources here for our community. And I remember I was saying we're doing this worldwide. So now, Here to Help You has a special segment starting today.
Yes.
Every last Tuesday of the month.
That's right.
We have a special segment with a senior educator in the American school system, Baltimore, Maryland school system.
And not just any senior,
Not
but
just-
a sizzling senior.
You should see her. This woman is hot. Auntie, this is why I need some pictures of you.
So we can show you off to the world.
I will certainly get them to you, okay?
No
Uncle,
problem.
Uncle may not like that though, eh?
Don't worry.
Big up, Uncle Evan.
Big up, big up, big up.
But we need you, everyone, we need to, again, it takes a village, and we are now, Here to Help You is now growing our village, and we are extending to the States.
Yes, we are.
This is something that needs to be done, and we're getting the help. Again, we need the assistance.
Yes.
And we're going to find it
Yeah.
where we need it,
Yes,
right?
we are.
So,
Yes.
Auntie, tell us, again, can you give us some tips that are just off the top of your head, working in the system? What are ways that our parents can better prepare their students, their children, for the new school year?
A very good topic. Very good topic. Parents play an important role in the success of any child. It's beautiful to make sure that they get the proper rest.
Yes.
They must have a well-balanced breakfast. We make sure that they have all of the essential tools to come to school with, so that they'll be prepared. Be prepared with pencils, notebooks, paper, what have you. But the most important thing, two important things, would be the support of parents. We get them ready, we send them to school, but we don't want to just leave them. I think it's very important that parents stay very close to children during their educational journey. Support them by asking them questions and by making sure when they return from school that they support whatever efforts or whatever agenda they had in school. How was your day, and what can they help them with? Matter of fact, build that time in your schedule, that you sit down with your child or children and make sure that they understand their home assignments or projects, whatever they do. Be there and be with them. And the most important thing that I would say to any parent is that pray for your children. Pray with them and pray for them before they leave home and enter into a school building. It's not so much of a religious thing, but it's basically for their well-being, to focus them and to keep them calm to what they're about to face. Some children just need to hear the words of God be with you, or the main word, we love you. And love them enough that you pray for them or pray with them, even if it's just a few words. It is very important. I am a senior, but I tell you this, I never want to ever go somewhere and no one say something for me. Peace and blessings, God be with you. It's important to say that.
That's right.
And
that's right.
I think that it will help the child to maintain some type of focus, that, we recognize God first and then we go on to our jobs or assignments. So parents, you play that part. Parents, you must be there. You really, really must be there. They cannot do this alone. From pre-K up until college, please be there with your children.
So, Auntie, I have a question, because you know what? I can almost hear some parents right now saying, I just don't have the time. They may have multiple children, 5, 6, 7, 8 children. Because we work with families who do have 5, 6, 7, 8 children. Mm-hmm. Or those parents who, let's say, single moms, because unfortunately in our community, as you know, we have a lot of single mothers who don't have the time. What would your advice be to them?
Again, I say that you build everything else into your schedule and busy life. Take time. Show children that education is important enough for you to take the time. If you can't do it every day, do it some days. Let them see you being a part of their educational journey. It's very important. Make the time. I don't care if it's 5 minutes. Make the time to be with your children. A lot of times we lose out because our excuses become bigger than our children, and we don't want that. We want each child to know that it is important to be educated. A lot of times our children fail in their educational journey because they don't have the support, and when they see that you're not concerned with it, then they become the same way, not concerned. So I have several single parents that I've spoken to, and many of them have become, after talking to them, have become some of my greatest parents, because they start making time to even visit the classroom or be there or call me or talk to me. What can I do? Or they start teaching their older siblings how to support them and help them manage that same task because of the many things that a single parent may have to do. But never let a child know that you're too busy for their education, because it's like a knife being stabbed into them about something that is a major thing that they need.
It's interesting because, you know what, Auntie, you went over a few things that we've actually talked about on our list so far. So let me go over the first 5 that we touched on, that you've already touched on, which is awesome, which means we're on the right path.
Yes,
so
we are.
One of the first things we said, Auntie, was affirmations, to affirm your children in the morning. Let them know how special they are every single morning before they leave, because they have to face a lot out there. Some things, parents sometimes think, oh, what's a child facing? Our children face a lot out there, right?
That's right.
So letting them know that mom and dad, even if it's just mom, has their back, that's very, very important, right?
Very important.
We also spoke about creating a study schedule, which you hinted on again, and we're talking about making sure that you organize some time for your children and teaching them how to delay gratification, right? And not just come home and watch television.
That's right.
So, number 3, we were talking about building a home library, having resources in the homes, make sure there's books accessible to them so that they're able to learn. And even for the parents, having books accessible to the parents so they're able to learn. Because sometimes as adults, and I know you know this, you've met a lot of people who just think that they've gotten to a certain age that they don't need to learn anymore, right?
Oh, Right.
And it's very
Learning
ignorant.
never stops. Learning never, ever stops. That's one thing that continues through life, learning. And it is important. I mean, you gained some golden nuggets because teaching and learning all changes, even, at this point now. Technology. Some parents may not be as good, may not be so good in the technology field, but watching your children can help you as well.
Right.
That's what it's all about, learning. I learned from someone else. You learn from someone else. That's why you must stick close to it. We have to take these chains off of us of what we can't do and change that word to we will do.
Yes.
We got to do it.
You are brilliant. We need some pictures of you, too, because people need to see how pretty you are, Auntie.
Just take a picture of yourself and tell Dave to make it look like me.
I'm still not a sizzling elder. I hope I look like you when I get older. So a few other things. No, please do. So there's a few other things I want you to touch on, and you did say this. Get to know the teachers. We have that on our list. We haven't gotten through the whole thing. We're going to post a lot of this stuff, everybody, on my LinkedIn page. And again, we're going to be sharing it on Facebook. But you said about getting to know the teachers. That's very important because sometimes teachers only get involved with parents when the child gets in trouble. And it's like it's on a negative note. It's never on a, hi, I'm Miss So-and-so, and you know what? My child is going to be in your class this year. I wanted you to know that, you can come to me if anything comes up, not just negatively, but positively as well.
That's right.
Right?
Right, exactly. You want to have that open house. You want to have open communication. You want parents to be open with you and you be open with them. And one cute thing that we were doing here in Baltimore is that we started this student conference where we kind of take a few steps back and push the child forward to explain what they are going to be doing, what projects they will work on, and start from the beginning of the year of building a portfolio around their education, so that by the time the first quarter of school has ended, you can tell what you've done in that segment. And I thought it's really good because then the parent can see all of the child's learning. The teacher becomes more of a facilitator and steps back, and she answers questions to that parent. The parent has the opportunity to see and to learn more about what the child's interests are. So you have to have that open communication. Again, I said it earlier, you have to be there. It is important to be there. My husband, when his child was very small, he sat in the classroom with his child and then went to work. I'm telling you, you must do this thing. You must sacrifice. You must make the time. It is important, and at this time in life, it is a necessity to make sure that your child reach their educational goals.
Auntie,
a lot of things block us.
Yes. I want to thank you. We have 18 seconds left. I want to say thank you so much for being a part of Here to Help You. We are going to do wonderful things together. Everyone, again, the last Tuesday of every month, Hope Chats. I'm telling you, you guys are going to learn from this woman. I want to thank everyone for coming. Auntie, say bye to everybody.
Bye, everyone, and thank you so much. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Happy school year.